This is Nadine bringing you Ventura Vibe, a podcast featuring the local treasures of people and places that make our community here in Ventura so special. I've got interviews, games, community resources, and volunteer opportunities to get us connected. So let's get started. The Sheltering in Ventura series was recorded from home at the very start of the pandemic. Here's a little snapshot of where we were at that time. This episode was originally recorded April 10th, 2020. Hey Ventura, welcome to Ventura Vibe, Sheltering in Ventura edition. This is Nadine. Right now, I am checking in with Heather King from Ventura Wild. So nice to be able to chat with you, Heather.
Thanks.
When I last heard from you, Heather, Ventura Wild became a nonprofit and you were creating some amazing outdoor adventures. How are you able to continue this work during our community sequester?
Well, it's been an interesting adventure. And, in some ways, this has been such a beautiful part to remind all of us of how important it is for us to get outside. Those people who really depended on their nature experiences are really feeling like that is their lifeline to sanity. And those people who weren't making time for it in their lives now either have the time or are just really feeling like it's a necessary part of balancing what has become an even more indoor and virtual experience. So I really feel like we have something to offer still, even though it's a little awkward for us to be talking and working with kids and not being out in nature with them. But the way that we're doing it is that the things that we're offering online, I'd like to think are short little introductions or inspirations to the family or the child independently going out into their backyard or their neighborhood or wherever they're allowed to be. And again, together with their family or with their siblings, and just experiencing those places in a new way, I'd like to think. So they might just be focusing on things that are homes for living things and looking at it in that way, or they might be searching for secret places and treasures and mysteries. So everything from scavenger hunts to treasure finding and building things that, making little fairy houses or shelters or watersheds. They can be doing their science or their math or their poetry for writing stories. All kinds of schoolwork can find an outlet in nature spaces, and then just obviously being able to get outside and just play. We even introduce stories and and games where they run outside and they have to run to all the trees in their backyard and then run back. So we're trying to get creative with it and thinking of new ways to share what we do. But hopefully just giving them a mentor and modeling some of it and enjoying it ourselves really encourages people to find nature in the strangest places. It might be the spider in the corner of their bedroom. It might be a plant that they're growing in a pot, or it might be their backyard or front yard that's just being found and explored and discovered in new ways.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Can you give us your web address for more information?
Sure. The website is www.venturawild.com.
Awesome. Also, do you have any other little tips you want to share for all this extra time at home?
Gosh, I would say the biggest thing is just not to feel too overwhelmed with all of the possibilities and all of the things that you could be doing. I guess I'm saying that from my own perspective, that it's easy to get on YouTube or on the internet and start to research, and whoa, there's so much out there, or Facebook, everybody's doing all this amazing stuff, and oh my gosh. And one of the things that we learn from nature is just to relax into it and breathe a little and see what comes to you, instead of what you are trying to create. Or maybe a short way to put it would be not being so goal oriented. Just being out there and seeing what comes usually is the best learning and the best fun.
What a great thing to keep in mind. Thank you so much, Heather from Ventura Wild.
Thank you, Nadine. I really appreciate you doing it too. You're awesome.
Thanks so much for listening to Ventura Vibe, a podcast dedicated to celebrating the community of Ventura, California.